Hello, Jefferson Labs. This is Mrs. Hallbig.
And this is Mrs. Callahan.
And we are here for the all-school meeting. It is our last all-school meeting of the entire school year. And we are so excited to be here today to talk about summer reading and math with you. So let's go wild for some summer reading and math.
Woohoo!
Could you please stand and join us in the pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We would like to wish a happy birthday today to Caroline M. in Mrs. Cowet's class, and a happy birthday to Mrs. Roy. Woo!
Yay. Today is Wordy Wednesday. So we thought the word of the day, since we're talking about summer reading and math, could be summer. So we have a cool little word splash here with lots of different words that you might think about when you think of summer. Sunglasses and beach and vacation, picnic, 4th of July, flip-flops. There's a lot of different words that you can take a look on here. But I can think of 2 other words that we could add to this word cloud that make me think of summer. Can you think of what I'm thinking of? Are you ready? Reading and math. Woo. It is so important that you continue to read and do math over the summer. Think of all the hard work that you've done all year long to gain new reading skills and math skills and learning new strategies. If you don't use them over the summer, just like anything, they're going to get rusty. And you don't want all of your hard work to get lost, right? Besides, you don't have to be in school to read and do math. Reading and math are everywhere.
That's right, Mrs. Callahan. You know where I love to go in the summer?
Where do you love to go?
I love to go to the zoo.
Me too.
It's so fun to go to the zoo. And I always run into this decision right here. Which zoo am I going to visit?
So tricky.
Yeah, so I have 2 choices here. There's the Roger Williams Zoo, which I love. I've been to a couple of times. And then there's the Southwick Zoo. I wonder if there's any math that goes into the decision about which zoo I should visit.
I bet there is.
You think there is?
I'm sure there is.
All right, well, let's think about it. So we're between Roger Williams Zoo and the Southwick Zoo. Let's see if we can find some math in this. Well, we have to pay to get into the zoo. So there's an admission cost. So at the Roger Williams Zoo, when I went to their website, this is the information I found. The cost to get in for an adult, so for me, because I'm an adult, is $17.95. That's the cost of my ticket. Well, if I'm going to the zoo, I have to bring my 2 kids with me because they love the zoo. And each of those kids is $12.95. So the kids are a little cheaper than the adults, I'm noticing here. So if I want to go to the Roger Williams Zoo, it's going to cost me $43.85 to get into the zoo. I also wanted to know, well, what time does the zoo open? Looks like they open at 9 o'clock in the morning and they're open until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's about 7 hours. I don't think I'd spend 7 hours there, but plenty of time for me to have fun. Let me think what else I might need to know about the Roger Williams Zoo.
I wonder how far away it is.
Yeah, because I'm going to need to factor that into what time I leave to get to the zoo. All right, let's see. Well, if I pull this up on my map here, if I left from Jefferson Elementary School and went right to Roger Williams Zoo, it looks like I have a couple choices of some routes to take, but it's about 30 miles away and looks like it's going to take me about 35 minutes. I'm kind of using some rounding and estimating here. So 30 miles, 35 minutes. Okay. What if I wanted to go to the Southwick Zoo? Let's see. Well, I went back to that cost to get in. Whoa, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
For one adult, it's $25 to get in. I feel like it was cheaper at the other zoo.
I think it might have been.
I think it was, yeah. And 2 kids are $25 each. Oh, that's the same price if you're a kid or you're an adult. Did you notice that? That's going to cost me $75 if I want to go to the Southwick Zoo.
Whoa.
Interesting. Let's see what time they're open. Looks like they open at 10 o'clock a.m. They're open till 5 o'clock p.m. Well, that's also 7 hours, just a different 7 hours. All right, let's see how far away Southwick Zoo is. Oh, if I left Jefferson Elementary School, look, I'm traveling in a different direction there.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 13 miles. Well, that's shorter, right?
It's definitely shorter.
That'd take me about 25 minutes. So I'm going to save some time in the car and on gas. So it looks like if I went to Southwick Zoo, I could get there faster.
Yes.
And I could get there a little later.
Right. They open later.
They open
That's
later.
Right.
Yeah. But it's going to cost me more money.
A lot more money.
And I feel like when I go to the zoo, the animals are up earlier in the day.
That's true. Yeah. That's very true.
I'm thinking that based on all this math research that I did, I'm thinking I'm going to go to the Roger Williams Zoo. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Now, once we get to the zoo, I wonder if there's any reading that we have to do.
I think there is.
We used a lot of math to get here, but once I get to the zoo, I know for me, the first thing I do is grab a map.
Yeah.
I want to be able to read. I need to know where the bathrooms are. I have two little kids, so I need to be able to read the map to know where the bathrooms are. And I want to know where all of my favorite animals are so I can plan a good route and see all of the animals that I want to see. Sometimes, too, when you get to the zoo, they have a schedule of events or a description of different things that might happen throughout the day that you would have to be able to read to know which things you want to see. And then there's some math there, Mrs. Holbig, because I'd have to know what time they would all happen.
That's right.
And make a schedule. So if we're going to the Roger Williams, here's the map. I would have to be able to read this map to kind of plan my day. Then, as I'm going around to see the animals, any of you that have been to a zoo before, outside every exhibit, they always have some information. So if I'm there and I want to know what animal I'm seeing and I want to know about what it eats, how big it is, where it lives, I'm going to have to be able to read these signs. I'm going to have to use my nonfiction reading strategies in order to be able to read these signs to learn about the animals, especially if they're animals either I don't know a lot about or my most favorite animals. So I'm going to have to do some reading at each exhibit too. I'm going to have to use those nonfiction reading strategies.
Yeah. I see some numbers in that reading also. It looks like there's math on that page as well.
Well, isn't that funny how reading and math go together like that?
Yes, that's so cool.
Now, when you leave the zoo, you might want to know more about the animals that you saw. There are so many different nonfiction books out there, and some of the best, in my opinion, nonfiction books are the ones about animals. And as I'm looking at these pages, Mrs. Holbig, I'm seeing some more numbers on here.
Yep, absolutely.
I think as you're reading about some of the animals maybe you saw at the zoo, you're going to come across a lot of numbers. There's a lot of math in nonfiction books.
That's true.
So it sounds like reading and math are everywhere.
That is true.
It's kind of amazing.
And you don't just have to be at the zoo to practice some of your reading and math skills in the summer. Maybe you're taking a trip and there's some road signs that you can read, or you're playing a game with your family or your friends, or doing a craft and you're reading the directions. Maybe you're watching or playing a sport and you're trying to think of your stats as you're doing the sport. Or maybe you're just kind of keeping an eye on the weather to try to schedule some events and fit everything in and go to the beach on the days that it's going to be the warmest and the sunniest. So there's a lot of other opportunities for you to use reading and math skills. And you don't have to be at school to be doing reading and math.
Kind of amazing. It's everywhere.
It's true.
So we thought that we would end this all-school meeting with a book about the zoo, since we just spent all of this time talking about the zoo. Now, as I read this book, I'm going to challenge you. See if you can figure out who is telling the story. Who is this book? Whose point of view is it being told from? So this book is called The View at the Zoo. Rise and shine. Attention, please. Monkeys, get down from those trees. Wake your cubs up, Mrs. Bear. Mr. Lion, comb that hair. I love how messy his hair is in this picture. Elephant, please wipe your nose. Pink flamingos on your toes. All giraffes, please stand up straight. That's more like it. You look great. All is ready. Come on in. Let the day of fun begin. Think about all the math all of those people just did to get here. Everything we just talked about. My, what silly things they do. All these creatures at the zoo. Walking on all kinds of feet, dancing to an inner beat. Babies riding on their backs, on their bellies, snug in sacks. Who are they talking about here? I'm noticing some things in the pictures. See if you're noticing too. Hear the silly sounds they speak as they howl and squawk and shriek. How they eat! They never stop. That one looks about to pop. Have some thoughts. Sun is setting in the sky. Everybody say goodbye. Please go home so we can sleep. Time for us to count our sheep. Wait, who's talking here? Whew, they're leaving. Off they go. They all put on quite a show. What a hoot! Folks have no clue the view that we have at the zoo. Who was talking that whole time? It was the animals. If you go back to the pictures, you'll see. I'm sure you were thinking that the words were talking about what the animals were doing. But if you look back at the pictures, the people were doing the same things. So I guess we're not quite different than the animals, huh? And I know at the end of a long day at the zoo, I'm certainly ready for a nap, just like this little monkey is.
Absolutely. What a cute story that was. Love that. Well, we hope you enjoyed our discussion today about summer reading and math. We hope that you find some time every day to notice the reading and math that you're already doing and set aside a little extra time to do some more. And we are going to end this meeting the way we end all of our meetings, and that is with the Jefferson song.
Yay! My favorite part.
So we hope that you sing along with our song here. Thank you, Mr. Barrett, for this wonderful video.